Hi, I'm Ade, and a specific topic has been on my mind lately. To start that off, I will show two concepts: first shot and running away. What they are, what they aren't, show some examples, then show them combined. Somewhat. These two concepts aren't new, just thought I'd put them in my guide. For some players they might be easy, for others hard. A few players might be putting them into practice without even realizing it. But if even one player finds this video helpful, then it was worth it. In general, getting the first hit acts like a first move advantage. In chess or turn-based games, you might get that first move by default. In other types of games and in real life, first move is an aggressive type of play. You force the enemy to constantly react to you and play your game. Even in FPS games with doors where a teammate might look like they're trapped or surrounded in a house, not really controlling a vantage point, they are in fact the ones making the first move by setting up the terrain. Whoever is first in the field and awaits something. Team B might look like they're making the first move by coming in, but they are falling into a trap, and Team A ends up getting the first shot. In this game in particular, HL2DM, an obvious advantage of a first hit is the one-shot potential. So, first shot style or first shot strat, or in short, first shot, is constantly looking for opportunities to land the first hit on the enemy or creating such opportunities. The setup here is the true first move, and then choosing a smart play after the shot. The next play depends on multiple factors, such as, did you hit or miss? Did they get a chance to shoot, and did the enemy hit or miss? What is the score? What's the distance between you and the enemy? Is the enemy partially or fully behind cover? What weapon did you each have out, etc. There's running around the map and spotting the enemy before they see you, or simply reacting faster, but that's just one round, and possibly unintentional. The first shot style is intentional and lasting multiple rounds. It can run in parallel with other styles. It is hard to apply on TIG, easier to apply in 1v1, easier to apply when several frags ahead. It's trash to fully engage with long-range shotting when enemy hasn't spotted you. Hard to do with nades since they're not snappy enough. First example, Nia vs Fisherman 2023 Warm-Up Cup. After a few long-distance shots, not risking extended duel versus good mag, player almost leaves. When it turns out to be a hit, circles around rather than doing a frontal push or chase, then moves on as the play is dead. Second example I chose might look odd from the outside, but a common theme will emerge. Quaz vs Nia 2021. Both miss with mag, reveal their position, and relocate. They just cancel each other out and are now both looking for the next opportunity of a first shot. Rinse, repeat. Nothing wrong with two players that shoot from long range, miss, then leave. An extended duel is an ego play or playing slots. Nia does not reposition right away. He's behind in frags, so does not have the luxury to do the first shot reposition in its entirety. Example 3. One reason it works is because you get to briefly watch specific areas like points of entry, while the enemy has to scan the entire area to spot you. Like so. It's like a mini camp, but with camping. In time they realize where you are. This is to breathe for them to tell. You also get to listen for a while, obviously. Engage enemy inventory and position or ETA. You could say briefly holding angles is a part of this style. Another reason I picked this Nia vs Dude game in 2024 was to show that this style can sometimes in turn be you running away if enemy gets first shot chance, even if you took 0 damage and are ahead. Case in point. It's a minigame where you fight for who gets first shot first. You stumble into their setup, maybe there's a barrel somewhere behind you, one that usually spawns there, or one placed by the enemy. Enemy first shot, especially from behind or from the side, is something we want to reposition from, just like in the long intro clip where the hot bolt misses the back of my skull. Second concept, running away. Whether micro is included in the first shot style, or macro is a style of its own, running away can sometimes be seen as shuffling the deck and drawing the next set of cards. In other words, I am attempting fights but not fully committing to them until I see something I like. Something that experience tells me it will work. Enemy has terrain advantage, I peace out. Enemy's in a tight spot literally and I have orbs, it's disco time. Enemy made a mistake, I punish, etc. It's not mindlessly running away all the time or doing short trades only. If it makes sense to stay, I stay. It's different from peeking, and a benefit is you can bait out a heavier enemy shot like a rocket. Different from escaping, different from gathering after spawn, different from bailing out on someone. Unlike first shot, which is easier to apply in 1v1, running away can easily be applied in TDM and FFA, and should be applied because an extended fight in TDM means risking another enemy showing up sooner than an ally. And in FFA, an extended fight means you can easily be third-partied. Here this was against the high pingers, so while there was certainly no need for me to do that, as there are other ways to exploit high pingers, there was an opportunity for me to test that out, try that, and get him 3 times with it. By itself, the style's drawbacks would be no terrain or kill setup. Just run till you see the back of the enemy's head. If enemy backtracks though, you risk bumping into them early and unprepared. Here I end up shooting enemy from the side at one point, so running away can include first shot. But it doesn't have to. If I'm ahead in frags and I can circle around you and I don't have to face you, just get the stash underneath the stairs in LD or get RPG and spam to keep you at bay, or keep running every time you see me, I win. I don't have to camp, and I don't need to set up for first shot in the eventuality of an encounter if I can avoid encounters altogether. Here it is. Running away can include first shot.
Are you running away from me? I'm a forward moving player. Forward moving.
I'm running away from you so I can get you in the back, you know? Or taking the team's resources, or... yeah. Or not knowing my location. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, I thought you went up.
So, it's a style of its own. Confusing or avoiding enemy, controlling resources, or running away to circle around and shoot enemy in the back or from a side, or stalling, let the timer run out. Or being silly, having fun like in this hit and run clip. Both of these styles can contain each other in various amounts, and this is what the next part is about. Not only it's a mix of these styles, but it's got less of the drawbacks and more of the advantages. As title says, a rare variant of the first shot style. For this part I picked a game between Cause and Dark Soul and the 2021 Oppressive Territory Cup. First vid shows him forward moving style at 220 timestamp at 0 to 1 score, needs to look for kills. Second vid shows him stationary style, making an eagle play at 545 timestamp at 4 to 4 score. Then the third vid I picked from that game is the running away plus setting up for shot style, starting at 915 timestamp at 8 to 5 score. It's not the first occurrence in the game. He attempts to implement first shot a couple of times when he gets ahead slightly. Let's watch how different the second half of the game is to protect his score. However he got there, luck or skill, ego plays even, doesn't matter that much. What he does now with his lead matters more. How he plays now can very well be the next meta, just no one picked up on it yet. Or I have not seen anyone pick it up and use it as a style to keep a lead. While this is running in the background, small parenthesis, I like to say you play the map, not the player. with the add-on, except when you have to adapt to a really strong opponent. Obviously, you can't be a robot. I would say most above average players will distinguish themselves as having a unique playstyle, and perhaps a strat per map or some general strat that will at least guide, if not dictate, how they play. Sometimes it could even mean unpredictability, which might look like randomness on the outside, but then the opponent will have a hard time reading that player's next move, so whatever works. So that's above average players. Now even better players will have more than one style and more than one strat, whether thought out beforehand or on the fly in order to adapt in each situation. Because really strong opponents will already know counters to counters, etc. So there's no point in doing your normal thing or what usually works best on map X for you. You have to up your game and actually play the player and not the map for a change. And if you're experimenting with that stuff in regular games, it's cool and easy to talk, "Oh, I'm so pro, I have so many abilities and such a huge capacity for expanding my playstyles." But Quaz is doing it during a cup. I want to say he's done it before, I just can't remember. I do remember seeing him play like that after, though. And like I said, I'm surprised no one picked up on this complex combo of running away plus setting up first shot. As I mentioned in the beginning, looking for a first strike is aggressive, so to call it defensive first shot would be an oxymoron. Rear view first shot? Or from the perspective of the other style used here, proactive running away. Now that we've seen this stuff, it looks like super defensive first shot style, whether it's for mag or some Geniate or orb. First shot by itself was not new at the time. This version of it, however, was. He just goes where the enemy isn't. There's so much running away you'd think he's scared or he's weak or recovering, right? Or like losing control. It could be he does not want to face such strong opponent in long range fights or long drawn out fights, or simply not face him at all. After all, this is lockdown, and he has that option. Spoiler, he does do that in the end. Also, he has high ping. Reality is, enemy needs to come to him to make up for the frag difference. Enemy needs to look for kills. Imagine opponent's mental. It has to be annoying to look for kills and constantly hunt down someone that keeps running away from you, keeps slipping away, and even ends up killing you in the process. But it's not hiding, it's not camping, it's constantly running away but also looking back and sometimes shooting back, even if it's not right away as a retort to Diesel's engage. Even if it's not the first shot he wanted, he's still setting up the next kill while running away. Here, enemy foolishly chases in tight corridors, so all he has to do is throw 2 SMG nades. Because chasing is bad, okay? I have a vid for that I will end on. Escaping here turns into a setup and a first shot. And finally, he rests in bath, spamming 4 orbs, covering all entrances, as he hasn't done a good job previously and got sneaked up on. But hey, you don't have to play perfectly to win, just make the fewest mistakes. GG. And here's the outro I promised. Peace.